Hello my lovelies, welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining me. Oh, what a glorious, glorious day this is. Look at this. How about that for a view? The sea almost like a mill pond, and a couple of little sailing boats. I hope you're all right. You're doing well. I have a download I wanted to share with you, which I found very interesting because it's a slightly different take on the energies of the coming winter solstice on the 21st of December. But I wanted to do a little bit of a backstory first. So, I've been on this planet 66 years and counting. And when I was in my mid-teenage years, I started searching for things outside of the strict religious upbringing that I was deeply entrenched in, and I had one or two people around me who said, come and look at life this way. Hey, how about taking a dive into this way of looking at life? And my aunt took me to a spiritualist church, which time I was about 15, 16 years old. And I had no idea about anything other than the religion that I'd been brought up in. And the first thing that bugged me was there was somebody pumping an organ and they were singing hymns. Oh Lord, this is just the same as church. But I stuck it out. And then a scruffy little man came and stood on the stage, stood at a lectern, and he was wearing an ill-fitting brown suit. And after welcoming us all there, he said, how many of you have been told you have a guardian angel? One or two hands went up. And he said, come on, how many of you have been told you have a guardian angel? So a few more hands went up, including mine. And he said, how often do you talk to them? How often do you converse with them? And there was silence, and he said, do you know, they're sitting on their bums getting really fat, waiting for you to talk to them, to converse with them, to ask them things, to play with them. And that struck me as odd initially, and then I thought, wow, maybe I need to start having a conversation with my guardian angel. So fast forward a little bit, and I started to attend a spiritualist church, in the various different places that I lived around the country. And I remember one distinct Sunday evening attending quite a large gathering, and the medium stood up on the stage after giving an address and a prayer. And as she started to give clairvoyance, as it's called, and messages, I saw her change, her features changed. And it's like some other person literally took over her body. And I could see them queuing up. There's a queue of spirits, of those departed souls, I suppose you should call it, queuing up, waiting to give a message to whoever in the congregation was there to receive it. And I saw this time and time again. When the medium was truly who they said they were, was truly tapped in, was truly doing the job that they said they were doing, that they were transmogrified, meaning another person's face took over theirs. Their height changed, their weight changed. They just looked completely different to who they normally were. And fast forward a little bit more. So as I started studying mediumship, clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, and all of these things, and I started to meditate, at that time, which is 50 odd years ago, most mediums, or many mediums, would go into full trance, which meant that their consciousness stepped aside, allowing the spirit of a departed person, supposedly, to step in and to speak through them. And I had several readings. I used to go to quite a few different mediums. I had several readings where this happened. They went into deep trance, and another being spoke through them. Some of them didn't ring true, and others did, so I learned to discern who to give my attention to and who to walk away from. And in this very, very long journey of discovery, I have walked out of things. I have walked away from people and situations that didn't ring true. I signed up for many workshops and lectures and talks, and taken a friend along, and within half an hour, in some cases, I got up, made my excuses and left, to the horror of my friend, who eventually came and joined me. And they said, "Why did you leave? Why did you leave?" I said, "Because it didn't ring true. I'm not going to sit through hours and hours of this person's diatribe when it doesn't ring true. It doesn't sit well with me. It doesn't resonate with me. It's definitely not my cup of tea." Or whereas some people would stay there and sit through it, feel very uncomfortable and fidget, I learned to be able to say, "Excuse me, this doesn't sit well with me, I'm leaving." And for us to learn to be able to do that, not feel guilty, not feel embarrassed, or just to sit with your own truth and let it guide you. Fast forward again a little bit more. So as I was studying more and more about these esoteric things, I became aware of certain guides in my life, personal to me, like the guardian angel, and on several occasions they said, "We would like to take you into trance." And I resisted and resisted and resisted. I said, no, there's no way. I will not go into deep trance. I don't want to be out of control of my body. I want to know what's going on. I want to be very much aware of what's going on. I'm not handing my physical being and any other part of my being over to something that I don't quite understand without a lot of investigation and a complete and utter trust in whoever or whatever this being is. And so we came to an agreement that that would not happen. So if you've ever seen the movie Ghost with Whoopi Goldberg, where all of the spirits jump into her, start speaking through her without her permission, and that's what I did not want to have happen to me. And so I've worked and worked over the years to lift my energies, my vibration to higher levels. And among some of the teachers that I've had, many of them have said that those in the spirit world, or those of a higher vibration, for them to contact us with any form of clarity, they have to drop their vibration down, and we have to raise our vibration to meet at a level where there is clarity, where there is safety, where information and messages can be received and delivered. And also, at a later stage in my research, that certain beings, guides, if you want to call them that, would like to blend and meld with me, with my being, in such a way that it was not a full trance. It wasn't really trance-like at all. It was a higher sense of consciousness. And that I could communicate with whoever the certain guide was in such a way that I could ask questions, I could receive answers, I could receive guidance, and I grew to trust what was coming through, because it was always loving, it was always gentle, it was always this feeling of not being coerced, of not being controlled, of being able to slip in and slip out of this state of being. By putting certain protocols in place before and after. And so over this 50-odd year period of developing and an inner standing of what all this strange and weird and wonderful stuff is all about, the download I received just in the last few days was a lovely aha moment. as an aside, looking at the clouds here, anyone see anything interesting? I sure do. They look like beautiful light ships. So, the download. What is being offered to us, and it is an invitation, is that on and around the 21st of December, which is the winter solstice in the northern hemisphere, summer solstice in the southern hemisphere, that there is an alignment, an energy signature, a portal, a gateway, as we have around that time the planet Jupiter and the planet Saturn, both at 0 degrees, moving out of Capricorn and into the sign of Aquarius. So the heralding of the Aquarian age. So the invitation is for the codes that we hold within our DNA, within our crystalline structure, within our skeleton. Those dormant codes can be activated on or around that time to allow the energies of the galactic beings to meld and blend with us. So when the alternative community talk of an alien landing or aliens showing up in our lives, the other way of looking at it is that we are aliens anyway. We are star seeds. We come from the stars. We are made of stardust, and we have within us a galactic code, a galactic DNA, which has been dormant for thousands of years. And so our brothers and sisters of the stars can commune with us within our physical beings. So we become the galactic beings that we truly are. That part of us is awoken. So whichever star origin we have, whether it's Sirius, Lyra, Arcturus, Andromeda, and I think we're all of those anyway. We are being guided with these upgrades and downloads and activations. Of this galactic energy. Some people are expecting UFOs to show up and or land. And that might well be. But my sense of this message is that we are the beings in the UFOs. We are galactic, we are light workers, light bringers. when people talk of sleepers in the community, someone who's been put in place in a certain area, in a certain place, and then are awoken at a certain time to do a certain job. That's what we have been. We've been sleepers. And we've now been given the go ahead. The codes have been activated. To have that clear inner standing of who we are, where we came from, what we came here to do. And those of us who've been preparing for this extraordinary moment in time, and my sense of this is also that the galactic parts of ourselves that are being awoken, there's a deeper, higher meaning to it, in that all those beings on planet Earth who are very asleep, who are operating from fear and anxiety, who are stuck in the program, when the things that are to be revealed do come to light, those of us who have awoken to our galactic origins will be the ones to assist, to help, to guide. Those who are shown what has been hidden to us for so long. And there are many of us who have been quietly working through behind the scenes during this incredible transition. Who will be called to the forefront, and as we come together within our communities, those of us who have been ridiculed, humiliated, laughed at for being weird, are soon to be called upon, not in hundreds but in thousands, to assist not just mankind but all of creation. To bring repair, rejuvenation, restitution to all areas of lives. That is our mission, that is our purpose, that is our reason for being here. So as this pantomime plays out around us, more and more and more people will be surfacing, holding out their hands, and with the guidance and the energies melded and blended with us from our galactic families, be able to serve and lead us into a very different way of being, very, very different way of being. And it's exciting, it's thrilling, it's scary, it's unheard of. But there's no stopping it now. So I know I've already had 2 visitations from galactic beings in the form of my kittens, Lyra and Sirius. They're 4 months old now. And they are part of this journey for me to transmit and receive information. So if you resonate with any of this message, it'd be lovely if you left a comment. Please share and subscribe, because I'm only getting very few views, and I feel that a certain powers that be are not putting this out for me, this message out for me. So if you'd like to share and subscribe and comment, that would be wonderful. And I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.